Hello, it is a no ums video for October the 31st, 2022, a day late, but as is my theme, I've been behind on a lot of things for this month. And so I'm going to try and pick myself up and get myself going at a pretty fair brisk trot for November. That's all I can do. So what do I have to say for myself about this month? I did my vocal video for this week. I did my vocal video for this week, which was Patsy Rodenberg, very much about telling a long rambling story, where you have a story, but then you try and go off on a whole bunch of different little tangents, and how that felt. Don't know if I quite got that spirit quite. Um, it was all about kind of length of thought, which it was interesting reading these two different, what I think believe came from plays of two characters who had different lengths of thought, and sort of the depth of self-knowledge that it seemed like each character had. The one that was very short ones seemed to be very much on the surface, seemed to be like, oh, I found comfort in religion, and there, we're done. There's no more conversation. Whereas the other one from Tony Kushner, God, I can't even remember what it was about now, but it was far more ruminative, far more expansive, far more opening things up. Yet still did use short sentences. There was like the climax of that speech, the very end was just a nothing, which it's funny. I can't even think of the actual subject of that speech, but I can just remember that like long, 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 and then just kind of punching you with a nothing, and then a little kind of one more sentence after that. But that nothing is funny. Funnily, that's the thing that sticks out in that speech to me, which does say something about how long sentences are good for kind of sinking deeper into something. But boy, that punch, that contrast between the two is also kind of striking in that. And that was interesting. That was interesting. That's I think what all I have to say about that. I did my vocal. I did all my physio exercises, which I do along with my vocal exercises, which is really good for trying to kind of maintain my back and stuff like that. Did the vocal exercises. I continue reading out Orlando Furioso. We're on part one, Canto 18, and that is going well. Even though it's funny reading something like this out over such a long time, you really, really lose track of things. There's so many characters, so many multiple storylines going on. It's really hard to keep it in your head. And I you that a failure of the poet, because you get the sense that these are supposed to be, well, they're supposed to be probably delivered as one canto a night sort of a thing, whereas I'm cutting them up into like 4 days each canto, so it's really messing with my comprehension of the story, me trying to keep the story in my head, which is interesting in itself. In that it's difficult, and I yet again, continuing on with Tom at LA Books and him keeping you up with the story would be a good idea. So yeah, I think that's everything I have to say about my no ums video number 39 for October the 31st. I'll just leave it there. All right, more videos later.